And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. It is 74 right now as we wait for a high of about 86 later today. Is it just me, or does anybody else get dizzy looking at that 3-foot building when it comes up over that hill?
Oh, I thought you was talking about we're getting hot up in here.
And I got a heater in case I get cold over here.
In case it's already on.
I don't think you got to worry about that.
Well, you got to remember, when I show up for work over here, it's like negative 20.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I had to leave the house at 4 o'clock this morning to get here. I'm telling you.
Stop and get gas twice.
Took a coffee break on the way up.
You got your passport, don't you?
I know it.
From the backwoods of the county.
That's right.
For those of you joining in going, who is that in red? This is Sheriff Anthony Chancellor of Clarke County, Mississippi. We're so glad to have you here.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
Last time I had you on, we've done several interviews, and all the women were going, who is that? Who is that?
He sure makes me look good, doesn't he?
He does. He does.
He makes you look taller.
That's right.
That's the only thing.
You say you look so much taller on the radio.
And speaking of, I've truly got the parts to fix those chairs, and I just hadn't done it. The cylinders so that y'all will be equal next time.
No,
I got them. I just hadn't had a chance to fix that.
Greg's never been taller.
no.
Hill, so.
Anthony's like 8'3". I need
He's got a tall.
a booster chair for
I
me,
did look
please.
to see if he had them shiny shoes on that Mary's been having on.
I have to
brown
ask
boots on
that.
today.
Every picture that you've been in, I get blinded by the glare of your black shoes that are just so shiny. Is it the state trooper that's still in you that makes you want to polish?
Yes, sir. I would. Yes, that is a fact.
Is it true that you make your poor wife put those shoes on and put it up on a thing and shine them for you? Is there truth to that?
There's no truth to that.
That's a rumor.
That's an
floating
old
around,
wives'
Clarke.
tale right there. That's not factual.
I think he probably stress and anxiety. He starts shining them shoes when he gets stressed. And
That's
that's
it.
why they look like he goes through a pair of weak buffs right through them.
That's right.
We brought up, and this is one of these things that, again, I don't want to over panic anybody, but we've seen signs of this stuff, and I don't think this is the last time we'll see something like this. They're fixing it, repairing it. Let me show you a headline here from Fox News this morning right now. Global technology outage is what they're calling this. So be very careful as to where they do it. Major airline services, 911 services are down. Banks are down across the U.S., across the world. There we are. Accidentally hit the wrong button. I spoke with Julia this morning. Flights there in Milwaukee, Greg, are grounded. Can't get out.
Is that girl?
That's that girl. Luckily, she carried her broom. She can get home.
But it's didn't you say? It's composite, doesn't it? Or is it
fold?
It's retractable, so she can
retractable.
fly with it.
Put it in her luggage.
That's right.
When she doesn't need it. Oh, there you go. Serious matter, though. One day, Bruce Willis made that movie there, one of those Die Hard movies, to where it was the global where nothing worked.
Yeah.
That could happen one day. We're seeing problems today, but one day we could wake up to a world where technology has been cut off, and we always say, keep a little cash because you never know.
Well, I mean, you think about it. As many good folks we've got out there that work hard to make technology and do this and that for the good, there's just as many or more that are doing it for the bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
But don't ever put all your eggs in one basket. I've been preaching this for years. Everybody knows I was born 100 years too late. But if people still use mechanical stuff instead of counting on, if the computer's down, the whole world stops. No, it don't. We lived for hundreds of years without them.
Now, this has been pointed out to me over and over and over. Have at least a 1986 or older vehicle that isn't run by a computer in case, because these new cars, one push of a
Well,
button.
you're going to have a taxi cab company then, ain't you? You got a fleet of pre-86 stuff.
Scotty Ray's Uber service.
That's right. That's right. We'll be riding in the Fleetwood when all this happens.
Me and Greg walked into a restaurant the other day, and this nice young lady said, "Can I give you some advice?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "You need to use your hands free when you're backing up." I said, I had it on speakerphone when I was backing up. She goes, "No, your hands free." I said, "That's an old Ford. Do you think that has hands free?"
If I take my hands off, I'm going to be in the ditch.
I own nothing that has, and it's neat. I rode with Greg. Your new truck's got that technology where your phone goes through all the speakers.
Well, it's not mine, it's the bank's. But yeah.
They just loaning it to you.
71 more payments, she'll be all mine. Unless the computer quits and then we're over.
And then it catches on fire in their yard.
That's right. That's right.
But that is one of those things that they always say, have something hid in the barn out back that you could use in case, the Red Dawn scenario.
Well, based on what I've heard this morning from Greg, if you see me in your backyard with a metal detector this weekend, pay no attention to it, okay?
He's looking for something I got buried.
Good morning to everybody as we're waking up going. And of course, we're going to talk about what went on last night. How do y'all rate Trump's speech? I saw Hulk Hogan. I wasn't expecting to see Hulk there. I saw Kid Rock saying something. I'm not sure what it was. He's saying.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that.
It didn't match the event to me, but
he
means well.
That's right.
He was hype. Of course, they've been friends for a while, so he came on there. Dana White with the UFC.
Yeah.
He
Wrestler.
came on there.
I didn't know who that was. I thought it was.
No, he
they
wasn't
kept
the wrestler.
saying
He's the fighter.
He's with the you what?
But it's
The
wrestling.
ultimate,
UFC.
ultimate fighting. This is basically you got 5 minutes to beat the fool out of each other. And then they stop you and you take a breath, get some more water, and you go back at it for 5 minutes.
Kind of like marriage.
Yeah, he's the president and CEO.
Whoever gets knocked out, you kick, scratch, claw, bite,
And he's one of them.
choke, all
Okay.
that. Well, he owns the company.
I really thought it was wrestling, so I get corrected on that.
Hulk
so.
Hogan's the wrestler. He is the
entertainer. That's right.
the entertainer.
Yeah, as he ripped that shirt. Did y'all check that out?
That was but going back to the original question, that last night was pretty good. They I think that the American people actually got to see
A softer
real side of Donald Trump. There's so much speculation out there, this and he's this or that and the third, but at the end of the day, you got to look at it for what it is. I mean, look at what all he's accomplished in his life.
Did he
That's your
stick to
average
what he
person.
said of he was only going to bring Joe's name up once? Did he bring it up anymore? Just that one
said it
time?
one
That
time.
one time, yeah.
Now, I saw an analyst before it all began that said he doesn't need to bring it up not one time during his speech. Does it hurt him saying it?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. He focused more last night on why you should vote for me versus why you should not vote for the other guy. And I think that the
noticed
American
that too.
people
All right,
were able
what
to
do
see
y'all
that
think
last
about his description of the events because we've never had someone be able to live to talk about an assassination, and it was very close. How do y'all rate that? How he described it?
I think, Anthony, what we talked the other day, and you said right after he got to speaking, what he said was feeling before hearing.
That's right.
You know about that. Talk about.
I
about
guarantee
what he
you,
said there.
like I said, he felt that round go by before he heard it.
Yeah.
Because the projectile traveled faster than the actual sound of the weapon going off. But for him to be able to stand up there last night and to speak about that, a lot of your average person, after going through something, that's a traumatic event.
That's right.
And another thing I give him credit for is the fact, and I'm gonna tell you something, it about tore me all up now. Whenever they were talking about Corey Compatore, whenever they brought his turnout gear out there,
when he walked over
you
there
know,
and kissed that helmet and just turned around and gave him the respect. Man, that
they didn't have to do that.
touched me. No.
That tells average Joe citizen that we care about you.
And that tells us firefighters that we mean that much. to
That's
this guy.
exactly
What
right.
about the check that he showed during that?
Oh,
Of
I
somebody
know.
that just
The guy had
$1
written him $1 million check.
See, there was a rumor going around that Trump I believe there was actually some articles that I'm sure came from a different party that they haven't contacted the family or haven't had anything to do with the family, and that was just trash. But that's just not who he is.
Six something $million will be split equally among those families.
6.3 plus the 1 million that he got, and it's still growing. And I bet after last night,
It'll be
it's gonna
10 or
double
15
that.
million.
That's right.
Yes.
But you got it, and I don't keep up with this nearby as much as y'all do because I have heart issues and I have my blood pressure, and I get very angry pretty easy when we're dealing with politics. But to me, his demeanor.
Oh, it was different.
Yeah.
wasn't
But you think a sniper take half your ear off? That's gonna humble. I don't care how big, bad, tough, whatever. John Wayne, Bruce Willis, whatever. It kind of humbled him. Kind of grounded him to it. And I'm not saying he's hiding. That's not even what I mean. But it kind of humbled him. And I mean, a little bit I watched, I was very impressed.
Imagine 5 days ago, this man got shot while he's on stage doing a speech, and he's back on stage doing a speech out in the open, whether it's an enclosed auditorium or it's outside. The man 5 days later was doing just what he was doing when
the man was 5 seconds after he got shot was pumping his fist.
He was.
I mean, come on. I mean, how can
shows that he's
anybody
a
not say
fighter.
this is
Yes,
the
he's
guy
a
we
fighter.
need
That's
to be
right.
leading us?
You're exactly right.
I mean,
And we saw, and I saw that, normally you see Trump and he's got this very grumpy look on his face.
Yeah.
When his granddaughter was on his lap there, there
he
was a
looked
smile.
like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he had a
Yeah.
twinkle in his eye. That goes back to he's human, people. I don't care how much money he's got or what he owns or whatever. The man is human. But he's above average. Anybody that can get their ear blowed off, and he still wants to help us. And there's nothing in this for him.
Exactly.
In my opinion, and that's strictly Greg's opinion, this man's doing this because he loves this country.
Amen.
He could go off by an island and live happily ever after.
And never see us again.
He don't need one nickel. He's got more than he'll ever. It cost him money to help us,
And
and
he
yet he
chooses to.
still wants to help
That's
us.
right.
I shared a post yesterday from Newsmax, and they are saying before the weekend is out, Joe will step down of running for the next president of the United States, that he will turn that over. But it also said during that he will not endorse Kamala.
I can see that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, everybody's speculating, but there's nothing in concrete yet. But Newsmax was the first to go ahead and put it in writing. They're the first on the scene. I shared what they said. If I understand this right, when it comes to elections, that money was raised for Joe and cannot be transferred to another candidate. Only Kamala could get that because she's a part of the original team, right?
I'm not sure about all that, but I know that
think
you got to think
it's
about
used
all the
for
people that
campaign.
voted for him. And
Call Megan
and,
Kelly. I know you got a number. She knows that stuff.
But it looks to me like that money's connected to the party more than the candidate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't. Trust me, they'll swindle it some way or another. I mean,
They'll
that's
figure it
just
out.
my opinion.
I do want to say one thing before we move on. I know that we'll get derailed pretty quick and be talking about squirrels and trees. And
Yeah, it's easy to do.
One thing, something that stood out. There's 3 things that stood out to me last night. He talked about faith in God.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
And by the grace of God, the reason why he's here. That was mentioned more than once last night on national television. Number 2, service to your community. Service, public servants, public service. That is the key. We live in and I'm on side note right there. I'm going to go to the next point. Third thing is common sense.
Oh, yeah.
Common freaking sense.
Which we have
people
took
are sick
completely
of
out.
this ignorant junk that goes on and just flat out stupidity because someone is afraid to pick a piece of ground and stand there.
Yeah.
We are so worried we're going to say the wrong
Offend
thing,
somebody.
offend somebody. You know what? Get over it and move on. Let's go. Go to work. Get you a job.
Yeah,
Quit. Look, JFK said, "Ask not what your nation can do for you, but what for you can do for your nation or
Your country.
That's close.
Yeah, he gets to
Same
use the word
thing.
country, but the fact is we live in a society now. Is what can I get?
What can I get for nothing?
What can I do?
What can I get
do
for
to
nothing?
sit here and you
Yeah.
pay me to sit at the house and
But
do
it's
absolutely
free.
nothing?
It's free. No, baby, it ain't free. If you're getting the check, somebody's
paying.
Well,
It's
it goes
coming out
back
of
to
the-
that Pee Wee baseball team and football team that gets a trophy because you showed up.
That's right.
You teach them at 6 years old. You were not good enough to get a trophy this year. But if you want it, you work for it. You put in the work. You make yourself better. Then you come back next year and you try again. But you give everybody a trophy just for being there, and they get used to at 5, 6, 7 years old just showing up, getting a trophy. I'm here on life. I want to do some work, but I don't want to put the education in there, so the government will just give me a check.
That's right.
I think Odie just described Congress.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to know, we're going to do a recap of the RNC show. Yes, if that girl can fly out of Milwaukee by Monday,
Her broom can make it. She doesn't have to stop and
she'll be in
refuel.
with us to talk about it.
Be a tailwind, she's going. I don't know how those trade winds work or
I'm gonna
whatever.
tell you right now, I would not want to be in here the next time she shows up.
We'll be right back. Good
You make
morning,
sure you're here
everyone.
next Friday, Greg.
Tired of buying cars with no warranty? Are you worried about your car breaking down? Come see us at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the only dealership in Meridian that gives you a 7-year unlimited mileage powertrain warranty on qualified new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Buy with confidence. We'll take care of you for 7 years, new and used, at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A mission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
Call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, and of course the Friday gang is here. Sheriff Anthony Chancellor in with us. Greg is in the studio as well. And let me ask this. This is one of these things, because we're seeing this all over the news. I know that you, before you became sheriff, for years you worked with the Mississippi Highway Patrol.
Yes, sir.
Mississippi Highway Patrol does extra. It's not your normal training. A trooper has to do more training than most to go through the academy, do they not?
So far as the basic requirements to enter the academy or the actual academy itself?
Actual academy.
Well, the academy, my academy actually was 23 weeks long. That was 2007. But now they've actually tried to condense some of that down some. But yeah, it is. Trooper school right now, I believe, is around 17 weeks.
So the higher you go up in law enforcement, the more training is required. The guys that travel overseas, that secure places, they have more travel. Then we reach the Secret Services, where I'm going with this. Secret Service, I would imagine the training on that is beyond anything we can fathom.
You have to
in
work
there.
for Pepsi.
Yes.
Well, I
How do you follow that, huh?
Got a hard answer to that, isn't it?
Yeah. They, each entity on a level of law enforcement, they have different duties and responsibilities. Their scope of their duties may be a little bit different. So the training is going to be just a tad bit different in certain areas. local law enforcement, they're dealing more with domestic. Your sheriff's offices are dealing with, everything,
From homeless to-
exactly. I mean, and your city policemen are doing as well, but depending on the scope of your duties, so far as a state law enforcement officer would determine which curriculum in a sense, or which one you go through. Like the Mississippi Game and Fish now has their own academy at conservation school. I'm not sure exactly what.
It's pretty tough, I hear, on that one. Also.
And that's after you graduate the basic police academy. That they go to an extra.
What I'm told is, like, if you deal with Secret Service or you're protecting anyone, the first thing you go in is change locks on any building. You set a perimeter a week, probably at least 5 days ahead of someone coming in. You know every building, every step, every footprint.
You also make sure there's not a ladder left leaning up against a building. And you also learn how to get on a angled roof.
Like firefighters.
You make sure that you can, you can maintain your stability. And then you set up that Pepsi challenge.
Yeah, they.
Well, you need someone that you need men who have been to combat and who's had bullets slung at them.
It's that effect where it doesn't surprise you. You're used to hearing that.
And you'd still jump in there. President Trump said that last night. He said it didn't take them long, and they were up there on me and knocked me down. And I'm a big man, and they knocked me to the ground and protected me. He said, and I felt protected. But you still had, there's a couple pictures going around where a couple of those Secret Service was lagged behind, and you could tell it was kind of scary to them.
Yeah. They need a little bit more training.
Rightfully so. Oh, crap. Now my job is to stand in front of this bullet. You need men of the men. You need the ones who have been there, done that, and a lot of that's going to be your SEAL team, your special forces that have done their 8-10 years, retired from the military, or gotten out of the military and now want to be part of the Secret Service. Those are the guys who are the ones that we really need protecting anybody. Even Biden. That's who. He needs those type of people protecting him.
He definitely needs it. He's liable to walk off in a Chuck E. Cheese
he needs
somewhere
somebody to hold a mattress in front of him as he's walking upstairs.
Well, somebody's got to carry the cushion if he falls off the ride at the playground. I mean,
Man, I tell you
We'll see
that's awful.
Scary.
I mean, it's sad. I mean, that man.
We'll see
Looking at that
what
stuff,
next week happens. They're saying they're going to do more inquiries as to what went on with that. One thing that's happening in Meridian today, I want to remind everybody, this is going to be canceled. The block party that was scheduled for downtown at City Hall, not happening now due to rain chances.
Right.
If you were coming out for that, it was going to be a big event, but it's rain, and they're just going to postpone that, so that's not going to be happening there. I did get out yesterday. We had a lot going. This week has been absolutely wonderful with community of helping. I went yesterday. This was out at Hillside in Marion. If you'll look at these pictures, as they brought hamburgers. This is Love Out Loud, where they've been doing repairs all over town for folks that needed it, getting people saved. I think I got a picture. There she is. She's getting baptized. That makes you feel good about everything that they've done. And we appreciate all that extra hard work, all these churches that do this. It's special to our community.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I met a bunch of kids this week. I just wanted to show a few of these that I bumped into as we took pictures, and we're all around town yesterday doing this. It's loads of kids that's been involved with this program, and wanted to say thank you to them. We had a birthday, and y'all didn't show up. I was the only one there.
But you didn't tell us there was a party.
30th birthday party there for Larry Gill. He had a big one there at the Town Hall in Marion. We want to wish him a big happy birthday.
30 years old.
Yeah, that seems like eons ago, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
A long time ago. Let's see what else went on yesterday. The Meridian Public Schools, I went to the turf, the new thing that's going to be going on.
Meridian High.
I didn't realize I had missed this in my email. So if I don't answer something, y'all send me something, send me another email and go, hey, did you see that? We had a burglary theft go on in Meridian High School. These three were involved in this as they released pictures. We can't have this taking stuff from our campuses around, but they're on the lookout for this. If you recognize anybody in this picture, call that number 482-4077 and report it and go, I think that could be Joe or Earl or a name that I can't pronounce, whatever it is, make sure to get in touch with the police department and let them know who that might be. Kind of important there to get that out. We had
Scotty Ray at Waffle House.
I had to investigate this, y'all. I had to really put it to it because I got one report, and it wasn't quite what they said. We had someone that got injured, and we'll call it a cut, in the 700 block of Highway 19. This guy would stumble inside the restaurant there to my left that I'm not going to name, but it was right there to the left, and goes, "Hey, could you call the popo? I'm hurt over here."
Oh, no.
So they showed up, and they showed up to the scene, and they did find someone a couple of blocks away that was detained. Unclear if he was really arrested or not, but it was an altercation of some sort about 2:30 yesterday morning. So that's what went on there. If you saw lights, wanting to know what went on, that's what that was.
That 2x4 down there didn't have anything to do with it.
I don't think it did.
All right.
I do want to point out this. Anthony, y'all have had some serious stuff going on in Clarke County yesterday as we had rain.
Oh, yeah, it rained, didn't it?
It did. How much do you think y'all got?
Man,
A bucket full.
a lot. It's like my 11-year-old yesterday, Harper, he said, Daddy, how many gallons you think water fell? You think it was over 100?
Greg alerted to me this early this morning that this was going on in Clarke County yesterday.
There's Bradley.
What y'all trying?
The dive. I thought that was a Teletubby. That's Odie.
I thought we got a 911 call about a suspicious individual, creeper.
Look like a sea lion poked up out here.
A little practicing for the Lauderdale County dive team, huh?
That's right. Yeah, we anytime that a lot of rain falls, in a short period of time, we have issues there around
Right
downtown equipment.
Yeah, right downtown.
It's,
That ain't right.
It was a bunch of rain.
Floater.
Clarke County Hot Topics had posted some more pictures there of what equipment looked like.
and then the old Blair building there. I believe.
Didn't it fall in yesterday?
Yeah, it did.
Maybe they ought to get the one that did the drainage system downtown to fix the dam at Archusa.
Yeah.
I mean, put a whole water.
Well, I mean, that, and in the city equipment.
Greg, you can solve anything.
For all your problems, feel free to give me a call.
Well, that drainage. Todd Kemp knows the details of that. I see him commenting down there. I believe that, what was that? That drainage just can't, I forget how big. His dad was Mr. Billy Kemp. He ran the city equipment for a long time, the street department and all that as well as the chief of police.
Right.
But the drainage and the pipes and what have you is just not
backed up so much
enough.
not to build
It's not big
down.
enough to get
Whoops.
rid of the water.
Oh, man.
It does happen. We'll be right back. We got more coming up as we get your Friday underway. The sheriff, of course, Greg, Odie, and myself. We'll be right back.
Call Trey Long with Long Cleaning Solutions, 601-934-9427. Step into the spotless world of Long Cleaning Solutions. Feel the power of our one-of-a-kind solution perfected by Trey Long. Don't delay. Get results today. Call Trey Long at Long Cleaning Solutions, 601-934-9427.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. I got a call day before yesterday from the sheriff of Neshoba County, and he says, we ain't putting up with it. He said, it ain't going to happen. The Neshoba
right.
County Fair is starting. Ain't nobody stealing nothing. If you do, I will arrest you. So yesterday he called me back, and he said, I got you some pictures. Would you mind sharing? I said, sure. So we got this up as soon as we could there so everybody could see if you steal at the Neshoba County Fair, you get your picture shown.
What did Barney say? Nip it in the bud.
Do y'all give grooming appliances at the jail over in Clarke County?
What they do is once a week they get haircuts. We got haircut day.
All right,
I didn't know what Odie was going there on that. But
Barry normally does the haircut.
Oh, does he?
I'm just kidding.
I mean, he did miracles for mine. It'll last and last.
At least 6 cars were broken into at the Neshoba County Fair. They've these 2 have been arrested for this. The charges, you can read it on our page there. We've got the arrest record. You can find out more about that.
But that's the way you stop that kind of stuff. If
Yes.
you don't tolerate it, you nip it.
Quickly. We did have a situation yesterday where the Meridian Police Department responded to a possible burglary where the homeowner called somebody in there. I got there as quickly as we could. This would be right across from Walgreens on 24th Avenue there. And someone was put in a police car. I don't know what the charges are going to be. Sometimes they change after the police get there, but that was the initial result there. We had some fender benders going on yesterday up by Dairy Queen. Ooh. This actually happened at the J-turn where you go back out. It wasn't at Dairy Queen. They just stopped there. As we'll see that this car had some pretty major damage. And as you'll go through this
J-turn doesn't even match.
Well, this wasn't at the J-turn. This was up here by the bank is where it happened. They just went down and
they just ended up at the J-turn.
Yeah. Just kind of kept floating on down the road. Now, the whole right side of that car is gone, as in there's no front tire. It was just too much traffic to be stepping out getting a picture across that. There's certain areas I'll take pictures from a distance because it just ain't worth dodging a car.
Didn't you play Frogger when you were younger? Did you play that game?
That happens.
Scotty Ray running back and forth 39.
And here's another example of that where I don't play with this intersection because it is a very serious intersection of here at the Texas turnaround. Yeah. That thing is serious. We have a lot of cars go through there. And yet again there, we've got Metro on scene and some damage to some cars. Y'all be careful, especially when it rains there.
If I was in the tow business, I would sit right there in the median. You could pay for a brand new tow truck right there.
You could.
Because it seemed like every hour, and I don't get it. It's very simple. I mean, it's not that hard to navigate. I mean, it ain't as complicated as a roundabout, you know.
Just go out there in your county truck, Greg, and just sit there with a chain.
Nah, I can't.
I'm sure they won't mind.
Everybody with a chain now is in the tow business.
You might be getting a call from Shad White.
Yeah, Shad might come see you on that one.
Oh, when you said something about dangerous intersections, I thought you were going to say Highway 19 North and State Boulevard Extension.
Ooh,
that was one there yesterday.
Was it?
Yes,
I've worked a many a wreck right there as a trooper. Windsor Road and 493 before they fixed that.
Yes.
Yeah, I spent half my career right there, just south of Windsor Road on 493.
Needed a donut shop, didn't it?
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. That was awesome.
I got a lot of calls last
Next
night that said, why is there an ambulance parked on Highway 19? And here it is, rain's coming down, there's police cars, and it does look like there's something more to this. It was actually somebody that had a small medical emergency. And when it's of public interest like that, I will put what happened. Because people are curious. They want to make sure somebody wasn't hurt in some other kind of instance.
Well, at that intersection, that would be a good place to stage anyway, because if you sit there, somebody's going to get shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's constant there.
I mean, it's at least once a day.
He's not stretching the
They
truth.
might not hit anything, but they're pulling the trigger. Is that what you say?
Exactly.
It's a crime-ridden area right there. And there's no doubt about that. But that was a medical emergency. Somebody had to be taken to the hospital for that. Is the reason that we put that on there where everybody could find out about that. Also, I got a note from Union yesterday. Said, "Look, could you help us out? We're trying to stuff a cruiser for kids because you've been involved in this, Anthony. I think this week.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing this for school supplies in Union. It starts on Saturday and run through August the 4th.
That's good.
If you can help them out,
that's good.
That is good.
That is a good thing. We did that with Equipment Schools with the earlier in the week.
Y'all stay close. We're getting ready for trivia.
And Enterprise School.
And don't want to leave anybody out there.
I just say, yeah.
Coming up, we got trivia next as we'll challenge our 2 contestants. Here they are. They don't have buzzers, but they'd like to have one. One day we're going to get those.
Yeah.
All that's coming up and more at the Scotty Ray Report. Bittersweet Crossroads in downtown Enterprise has new hours for summer. Monday through Friday, 8 until 5 p.m. and Saturday, 9 until 5 p.m. A great sandwich shop where they make their own honey mustard. Come try a sub or wrap today. They make some of the best homemade frozen custard with hot fudge drizzle. For specialty coffee, frozen custard, sandwiches, and ice cream, it's Bittersweet Crossroads, Highway 11 South, downtown Enterprise. 601-453-4009.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as our 2 are getting challenged here. Oh, it's a contributor.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a official
Scotty Ray Report contributor.
Scotty Ray Report contributor. You don't have the graphics along the bottom, so they decided your staff decided to give me this little name tag.
Yeah, we got to get my logo back up there
Official
also.
Scotty Ray Report contributor.
Did he say staff?
He did.
Yeah,
He's all over it there.
They used a pen and a small piece of paper.
As we go back to the year 1814, this guy would be born. He would be one of the first time that he would bring his invention would be the Civil War. It didn't quite catch on, but you could say the West was one with what he invented.
Wait a second. Okay.
Revolver?
Yeah, what's his name?
Smith and
Colt?
Wesson.
Woof.
Samuel
John
Colt?
Smith.
Samuel Colt was born on this date
You were close.
in 1814, and he really revolutionized what was out there. I mean, if you didn't own a Colt, you wasn't going to win that battle out there with Matt Dillon, were you?
One of my employees yesterday brought in it was found behind a house in Clarke County probably 15, 20 years ago. A guy was cutting grass and he stumbled on it. And I believe Todd Kemp said it was an 1855, 57 something Colt is what it was.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that thing is huge, which obviously
That would probably fall under that Navy Colt that he first came out with, I would bet. But boy,
James
it won the
Mosley is
West.
his
No
name.
telling what it's worth.
I don't know if y'all remember this guy. He would be in several Clint Eastwood movies. I want to say he was part of the Dirty Harry series. I know he was. He was in The Gauntlet as his best. Do you ever watch The Gauntlet?
No.
Y'all watch that? You didn't? You know where
it the game
Clint
show
Eastwood
or
he's sent to go get that lady to testify, and they try to take her out, and they have Vegas odds that they're going to take her out. Y'all with
1860 Army Colt.
1860.
Going back.
But you'll remember this guy from Hang 'em High. He was the judge. He was born on this date.
I know you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Pat Hedge.
Oh, he was also, wasn't he the judge in My Cousin Vinny?
No, that was
No, it was
Monster.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
That was funny. I don't care who you are. Gov on the back of the shirt there. But he played his best friend in The Gauntlet, and he was in just several of those Clint Eastwood movies there. Always played that part of just, there it was. Anybody remember a guy named George Hamilton?
George Hamilton.
Yep. He was a country singer many, many moons ago. He was born back in 1937 on this day. I didn't figure anybody would get that one. That's why I didn't even toss that out there as a question.
Appreciate
All right,
that.
we got a report, Greg. we were told that somebody's going to show you where that broom can go.
Oh, Oh, we're getting messages from Milwaukee.
So,
And I thought technology was down up there. I mean, you know.
You wouldn't have said anything.
That's right.
Before the cancel culture became famous in the United States, there used to be cartoons.
Yes.
This would debut in 1941. It'd be two friends that chased each other all day.
Tom and Jerry. No.
Yep.
There you go.
Boom.
Put
One
a point down for that one. That one.
Anthony wins that one. But, you know, in today's time, they would not allow such as that.
No. He's got to slow down, let him catch you to make it fair.
Pepe Le Pew has been banned, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew was like the first one to get banned.
What, is he like a womanizer?
Yes.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
No.
This place is crazy. Have y'all ever heard of the short story? No, you probably hadn't. Harrison Bergeron.
You're right, I hadn't.
1961. Frank Vonnegut, I believe, wrote it. You need to read that. It's a short story. It won't take you 20 minutes to read it.
What's it about?
It's plotted in 2080 about a government that enforces everyone is completely the same. You cannot look any better than anybody. You cannot think any better than anybody.
Boy,
you cannot do
there.
anything better than anybody, or they will arrest you.
We're closer than you think.
Well, he wrote that in 1960 or 61.
What's the name of it?
Harrison Bergeron. If you're out there listening and you got
all
about
I see
15
is
minutes,
Jerry going Harrison B.
But I'm serious.
I got to go.
But it's plotted in 2080, 2081, where the government controls your thoughts, controls, and you cannot be physically, like sports wise. You can't be taller than anybody else. You can't run faster than anybody else. I'm serious. It's unbelievable. It is really. I can imagine when he wrote it. I could imagine when he wrote it in 1960 or 61.
Everybody looked at him.
Everybody said, "Dude, you're a
far
freaking
out
idiot."
there it is, and now
And like
everybody's
now-
going, "Wow,
Yeah.
pretty close."
You know, and it reminds you of back.
Look, well, that's a scam alert.
That's another one of them yahoos.
We got to get rid of them or block them. They're gone.
Can we say Yahoo? I was wondering,
so.
asking for a friend, just making sure.
I think
I didn't know
Yahoo.
if that was like
Because it's like a service,
You know,
you can say that was a Yahoo service.
a Yahoo. Oh, that's exactly right.
Yahoo.
I was thinking
Okay.
Yoo-Hoo the drink, but I don't want to offend the other drinks, you know.
But, you know,
Yes, Borden's chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Man,
I
I del-
offended somebody.
Dadgummit.
I delivered that for years. Y'all won't be picking on the milkman there.
I'm sorry.
So that's where the baby daddy come from.
Y'all are bad. Y'all are bad. There. 1954, this guy came from Mississippi. He would move to Tennessee and become the biggest thing that Memphis had ever saw.
Elvis.
It is. What song was it that came about today?
Blue suede shoes.
Oh, one of his first. Come on now, think back. What was that first
That's
song?
all right, Mama.
Tara
There you
Kemp,
go.
where you at?
That's all right, Mama.
Any way you please. It.
What
Elvis
he went
did-
from being a plumber's helper or electrician's
drove a
helper or
electrician's.
something?
Yeah.
Well,
Don't you need to go back to driving a truck, son?
yeah.
That's what they told him at the Opry.
Tammy's gotten on this.
She's read it,
Harrison
apparently.
Bergeron is a satirical dystopia science fiction short story by American writer
Kurt. I said
Vonnegut.
Frank. Wrong guy.
Well, you were pretty close there. But y'all check out the book if you want to learn something.
Well, I mean, it's not even really. It's a short story. Like literally, you could read it in 20 minutes. It's not.
It'd take us an hour, but you know.
I mean, with a
Did
little
y'all
help.
watch Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the lead character?
Yeah.
All right.
The
didn't-
nerd part?
The nerd, the lead nerd that had the pocket protector. I did not realize this was that guy. He played that. He would also play a doctor
Are
on
you sure
television.
that's him?
I am 125%.
Doogie Howser?
No, before that. He would be in a Tom Cruise movie that broke loose in '86, and he wouldn't make it in the movie. He'd be his best friend, but he got killed. Oh, yeah, it's there, Odie. Google it on your phone. Odie is doubting Scotty Ray. I see it in his voice over there. Are y'all with me who it could be yet?
No clue.
They had a piano scene. Great Balls of Fire.
Jerry Lee Lewis?
The song was
Well,
played.
he's one.
As we go back for Anthony Edwards.
Wow.
Oh,
He played
yeah.
Goose.
ER.
He also was that lead character in Revenge of the Nerds, and he also played that in whatever movie that was there.
Huh.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Shazam.
Peggy was all over that.
Talk to
Peggy
me.
was on it. She knew all that.
Wow.
Let's see what else happened today. he's contributed to one of the greatest country music singers ever was. He passed away in 1975. He would have a brother would sing about a wino years later and hang out.
Lefty Frizzell.
Yes, sir, he did. Lefty passed away in 75.
Good job.
I don't even know these, and I'm looking at the answer.
She walks these hills in a long black veil.
And left his guitar to Merle Haggard.
Sure did.
Did you? Merle been seen a bunch of times on stage playing Lefty's guitar.
So, Anthony, you've never heard Long Black Veil? And you have to really, you don't know the song, do you?
You'd have to play it.
Well, the whole moral of that story is this guy's in court. And the judge said, son, what's your alibi? Where were you last night? He's accused of a murder.
Yep.
And he has to just sit there and let the judge, how do you describe it?
He just had to take it.
You want to know why? Come on, guess, Anthony.
He was in the arms of his best friend's wife.
Woof. And so he went to the electric chair or the end of a rope and he had to protect her honor. He couldn't tell it. But she walks these hills in a long black veil and visits my grave when the night winds moan.
She visits my grave.
But no one ever knew because he didn't tell.
He kept his mouth shut.
He did. Y'all probably won't know this. This was each show was like 4 hours long. And they made 3 or 4 each year. Watson and what's his face that was the great detective?
Dr. Watson.
Sherlock Holmes. This is the guy that played that modern Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. The guy who played in the Marvel movies. Or he played the
Benedict.
Yeah, he played Dr.
I was way off. Benedict Cumberbatch.
He does look like he played that Dr.
Who?
Something on
Watson?
Wasn't Dr. Who, but Dr. something on Marvel.
Nah.
But he did do a great version of that. It was different now. It was a modern day one.
Nah.
It was 1976. This girl would say, here's some love. Take it on home with you. Oh,
she's on your playlist, Greg.
Back in 76, I just called.
Dr. Strange. That's who I was trying to think of.
Jamestown
He looked
Ferry.
like Dr. Strange.
Tanya Tucker.
It's not a hot day in January as we go back for 76. And here's some love. She released it today to radio. You remember that song?
Yep.
Here's some love.
How old is she?
She looks older than she really is.
She was put up hard.
She's close to
put up wet.
I don't know what he's doing.
She was rode hard and put up wet.
I can remember listening to the jukebox at Long's Fish Camp when I was a little boy, and Delta Dawn was on the jukebox. You know, you'd be waiting to get your fish.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like in 76, 78.
Well, she started in like 73 at the age of 13. That's what makes you think she's older than she was, because she was a kid when she come out with Delta Dawn. 13 years old, and it went from that. What's your mama's name, child?
She was 10
what was the
years
song
old
about? Look yonder, here comes the rain.
No. Oh, yeah.
Somebody beat the drums.
Yeah.
Somebody stirred the something. It's
I
been a
like the
while.
one where she goes to New about Johnson. Goes to New Orleans looking for the father of Green Eye.
What's your mama's name, child?
That's it.
What's your mom?
That's it.
I got you've got a girl, and her eyes are Wilson Green.
Wilson Green.
Look at it. You ain't even with me over there, Anthony.
Nope.
You know, let's not get our stations.
It boils down, and what it was a great story of a man who's told he has a child, and he goes to New Orleans to find her. And he's arrested for approaching a child and offering her candy if she would tell him what her mama's name was. And then he dies in prison years later, and they find the old faded letter stating you have a daughter and her eyes are Wilson Green. You don't care, do you?
I'm laughing at Jeff Tate over here.
Yeah, 9-finger firecracker salesman.
Little Tony, that's what they used to. Some of them used to call me over at the Capitol as Little Tony for some
Little Tony
reason.
there. 1980, this girl, she would start her own place. She would buy a place, and she's the richest woman in entertainment, I think, is what it boils down to. She's a country leader. She hung out with Porter for a while, and she had a...
Dolly Parton.
That's
Dollywood.
right.
Yeah, Dolly
Today,
Parton.
she released Old Flames, Can't Hold a Candle to You.
Oh, that's a good one.
God, boy, that song take your breath. I won't even sing that one for you, but it's great.
That's a good one.
Yeah, y'all listen to that sometime today. Anthony, how you doing over there? With
I'm
these
doing
questions?
well. I'm enjoying myself.
He's holding a tight second spot here.
I am.
Runner
I'm going to run. Get close.
He's going to get a participation trophy.
I'm going to sue you if I don't get one.
I don't see either one of you.
I'm going to file a lawsuit.
We got a safe space.
Discrimination.
That's right, because he was born too late.
Hey, I got the Tom and Jerry question right.
You were on that. I don't think either one of you will get this. You'd have to be a true,
we'll
true,
make
true.
up something.
Okay. This girl had a number one hit in '86 with this. She had a string of hits. This would be her first number one. She's not played in rotation on any of the radio stations, even on Willie's Roadhouse. I haven't heard it in forever. Do you remember a girl named Judy Rodman? Girls Ride Horses, too. That was one of her big ones.
No.
Today she had a number one until I met you.
Look, she get close to a man. That's hairspray.
Yeah. She didn't make it as an electrician either.
Ms. Rodman, if you're listening,
We're so
I apologize.
you know that was a thing back then.
Yeah, it was big.
That was
You had to get up
big hair.
an hour early to
What did they
tease
call?
that.
Yeah, they had those little combs with the
Teasing
teeth.
that hair, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad in the future, that chemical they put in there.
Didn't they build a statue of that in New Orleans? Didn't they put one of those?
I don't know. They've torn down all the good statues.
Statues. What is that? They're gone.
There you go, offending people again.
I know.
They just build them to tear them down.
1992, she would separate from Mama and go single as a solo artist in country music.
Winona Judd.
That's her, and she released it today. She saw her boyfriend cheating on her as she passed by the house. I saw the light on. She saw two figures standing. Woo! She dumped him after that. He couldn't even explain what went on. Didn't have a chance.
To the curb.
That's what happened there. It's kind of like Red Akins. I liked his version of that. That ain't my truck in her yard.
That ain't my truck. Yep.
That was good stuff, wasn't it?
That was a good song. Yeah.
I got a version of that he recorded. I got it on a CD somewhere where he did a live version of that for me. It's pretty cool. Y'all have to hear it. 1997, this man is known as a king of country music.
George Jones.
You said 97?
George
You got half of that, right?
You got half of
George Strait.
George Strait is it.
97.
Anybody remember?
97. I was 11 years old, so I know.
Do y'all remember Carrying Your Love With Me? Do y'all remember that
Yep.
song? George was big back in the 90s. Still is. But that was a big hit for him as we move along there. George also, let me back up a year. Let's go back to 83. This was when George
97 to 83, let me back
Let
up
me
a
back
year.
was... Rump rope. I got out of sequence here. Is that what,
At 9,
what I'm
we're going to
looking
do
for?
basic mathematics. Stay tuned.
And if you have 7 toes, you could do well.
Do y'all remember? Let me see if y'all can guess the opening line. I'll give you the opening line of the song, and you tell me which George Strait it was. Pardon me, you left your tears on the jukebox, and I'm afraid they got mixed up with mine. I don't mean to cry. Oh, come on. That's way too much information. Let's...
Fall the pieces together.
There you go. George Strait. He went number one today back in 83. That's that early George. It all began with Unwound, The Fireman, and the list just goes
That's the
on.
good ones.
Oh, man. Amarillo by Morning.
That's a good one.
Yep.
That has to be my favorite there. This guy came along, and I'm sure he's politically way different than the way I think, but the first couple of shows were great before they started integrating it with all the other Marvel characters. This would be one of those guys that you could see yourself as. Anybody remember Captain America?
Captain America. That's right.
This would the first.
You got one of them shields.
Oh, next.
I don't know what you're thinking.
In America, don't we?
Do y'all remember a guy named Jack Warden? You're going to recognize his face.
Oh,
He was in
yeah.
a lot of different movies, and Andy Griffith here and there, and always on a detective show.
Had that car lot.
Yeah, sure was. In Used Cars with Kurt Russell.
Okay.
And he also did Crazy Like a Fox. It was a TV series there for a little while that made it so-so there. Let's see. That's already happened. We would lose one of the greatest Western actors there ever was. He would become a detective during the 70s on TV. He would drive a distinctive car. Anybody with me?
Hang on
here?
just a second.
Okay.
All right, so there was a movie about
I know who
man
you're
and
talking about. No,
a
I
man
can't.
and a woman and both of them have gotten older, and she's dying. And the movie was about him going back and reliving their life of when they met and got together. And he wrote a book about it.
Is this a Hallmark movie?
He should know it because of Hallmark, but it just wasn't Christmas.
I would summarize it more of the love of somebody when they get older. You know what I mean by that.
Somebody said Dennis Weaver.
Tom Selleck.
No.
And
Y'all
they
are close.
actually died together.
Slim Pickens.
Support your local gunfighter. Does that help any?
Yes, Gene Hackman.
No. He
that
did
other guy.
He did a lot of card playing.
Dadgummit, yes,
James
Maverick.
Garner.
James Garner. That's it. That's the
And
guy.
Rockford Files. All you had to do was tell me Firebird with no spoiler.
That's right.
He said distinctive car.
It wasn't because what I was referring to was they got the fancy car and they took the spoiler off.
That's right. Cindy got it. Notebook. Terry got it. No Notebook. Y'all don't remember the Notebook? I'm
not big on writing.
That was pretty good there, where he got to
He
drink.
played in Maverick. James
Maverick.
Garner. Him and what's his face, Mel Gibson.
Yep. And he was the original Maverick.
Yeah, he was the
black and
original
white.
Maverick. That's right.
But James Garner, boy, he is hard to beat. Every part he played was fantastic.
Yeah, he was really. I liked his daddy and Rockford Files.
Yeah. I can't remember his
And
name.
had the old police sergeant that he just every which way he could, he tried to help him, and he just kept getting him in trouble.
And that was a time to where they tried to make it realistic, as we talked about the car, because James, when he done that part, said, look, if you're a detective, everybody's going to know I can't afford a car that's flashy.
That's right.
So we got to strip it down and make it look more affordable.
Realistic. And he's living in that old trailer down at the beach in the parking lot or whatever. Yeah,
Didn't none of those, what was
good.
it? Magnum PI for each case may have made
Ferrari had the
$500.
308,
Yeah, that wasn't realistic there.
Rockford Files was like, for real, you could get with that.
Yeah, and I like that show. Always good. The theme music, too, boy. Anthony's lost.
No,
as
I'm
a
not.
goose.
No, I'm not. No,
Did
I'm
you
not.
watch Rockford Files?
I have.
He watches me TV.
We're pulling for you there.
Lord have
More up and coming as we begin your day here at the Scotty Ray Report. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Just $41 a month for this new Brother embroidery machine. Buy it local and get instructions for life, service, financing, the lowest price guaranteed, and take it home today at the Sewing and Vacuum Center in Meridian and so Select in Flowood and Hattiesburg.
As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church, and nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. Scotty Ray and Odie, as we get this morning well underway. We had some deaths yesterday.
That's not what we're laughing about.
No.
No. That's totally different stuff. We lost Bob Newhart.
Larry, Darrell, and Darrell.
He passed away as we pull this up here. TMZ broke the story first yesterday as to what happened. You'll remember him from the Bob Newhart show. It's on and on what he done.
Elf.
Oh, he was Papa Elf.
Wasn't that probably one of his last big
Yes.
I think so. It
Did
was.
you,
Yeah.
Ross?
After he sat in his lap, I mean, that was
Now, what's bad is that's new to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's been years ago.
I know. It is.
94 years
We would
old.
also lose. We got bad news twice yesterday. Do y'all remember Lou Dobbs?
Lou Dobbs. Yeah.
Yep.
He was, and actually, I want to say Trump broke the news of this, did he not? Originally?
I'm not sure. About
TMZ
that.
announced it, but I want to say that Trump was one of the first there saying that he had passed away yesterday. Maybe you remember, but boy, we got a picture and a half yesterday. Have y'all seen this?
Yep, just on your.
Oh,
It's a black cloud over me every time I go in one of those places. I'm sorry.
Oh, there we are. Let's see what else went on yesterday. This is good news. Rush and the gang have been trying to get this together for quite some time, and it looks like it's right around the corner, like on the 22nd, I think, is when this bridge will be opening back up down on Pine Springs. So we're looking forward to that road being opened back up.
That's got to be aggravation, for the people around there. I'm still glad.
It's one of those things to where you're ready for to be able to go back to work the way that you always do. And as always, be on the lookout. I want to bring this up. We have a couple GoFundMes that have been set up in the Lauderdale County area. The young man that lost his life in the logging accident.
Sad.
Horrible there. We've got this on our page there if you would like to make a donation to help out the family with that. We also have another GoFundMe that has been set up for the family that lost the infant not long ago, last weekend in Meridian.
Yes.
If you'd like to donate to either one of those, they're on the page, and feel free to do that. A very somber moment as we reflect upon those who've lost their lives this week. Just sad. And,
it's life is a vapor.
It is, and it will be over. Know. And I don't know where it is, but somewhere along it's kind of like life is kind of slow, and then one day it gets high gear.
That's right.
And 10 years is a blink.
That's right. And the older you get, the closer Christmases are together.
Yes.
I mean, I looked at the calendar yesterday and I thought, it's only 5 more months. Where did this year go?
Yeah.
I just now got used to writing 20 on a check instead of 19 something, and now it's already 2024,
It flies there. Oh, boy. As we look, I was looking here to see what else. It looks like a company is going to be investing in Mississippi, about $80 million, bringing, about 500 new jobs. This is going to be in the northern part of the state. We're going to be getting some more. We're hoping one day we'll get some of that down here in the southern end of the state, East Mississippi.
We don't have the workforce, and I know I'm going to upset a couple of people out there, but we don't have the workforce to do it. We have mailbox checkers that gets the checks, and they don't need a job. So when you don't need a job, you don't have people that's going to work.
That goes back to what we were talking about earlier, and I hate to say this, but it's just the truth. When you make it more advantageous for you to sit on your butt and get something for nothing, why do you want to get up and go to work?
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, American people, we've done this to ourselves. There's a difference in helping someone and enabling someone.
What was that analogy that people used to do about the cow? If you're already getting the milk, why?
Yeah, why buy the cow if the milk's free? Why do I want to get up and go to work? If you my neighbor and I see you getting up and going to work every day and I got everything you got and I'm sitting on the porch drinking beer all day, smoking cigarettes, going to the mailbox. If I'm going to have more than you got, what's the point?
It fosters laziness.
It does.
And then it just transfers to the next generation.
Yep.
Is what
and then
it does.
they think they're entitled to it because that's all they know.
And then eventually you get a nation where no one works anymore, and then it falls.
Well, you think
And
about
it also
filling up a
increases-
bucket with one water-sized water hose and you're draining it. Well, sooner or later the bucket's going to get empty.
That's right. It sure will.
Like you said, it goes back to, what can I get? Me. What can I get?
Free is the most misleading word in the dictionary. There is nothing. Ain't nobody but Jesus Christ and your mama ever gave you something for nothing.
That's true.
That's right.
That's a
If
good way
you
to put
got
it.
something, somebody's paying for it. It's grant money. I don't care. I don't care if it's Ulysses S. Grant. It's somebody paid for it. I mean, if you're getting something, somebody paid for it. Oh, it's free. It's free. No, there's no such word.
That's true. I agree with that 100% there.
All right, I'm through.
All right, you got that out. But a lot of sense to what was said there. Coming up, we've got some birthdays. Have you got yours into us yet? We'll get those on. That's next as we travel through this morning.
We know you care. But if this is all too real for you and your loved ones, make the call. Because we care too. Home instead. To us, it's personal.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a 2022 Jeep Wrangler or a 2021 Honda Ridgeline Sport with only 40,000 miles? A GMC Denali or a 2024 Silverado 2500? Drop in today and find the car that you're looking for. They're packed with low-mileage cars and trucks.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. They say that this last night, and I didn't realize it, shattered all speeches, being the longest speech at a convention ever. 92 minutes it lasted.
It was a good one.
He went off his speech there a couple times, did ad lib. He got to going on about different things or what have you. But you know what? That quality right there.
He doesn't have to be led
That's right.
with every word.
And he didn't lose people.
He didn't
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't, you don't have to follow the order of service all the time. Just because we've done it the same way all the time doesn't mean we can't try something new.
And if you're saying something people want to hear, guess what? They'll listen.
Yeah.
And we did.
But he wasn't just getting out there and just spewing off a bunch of junk. I mean, he just told what was up,
Yep.
I mean, he told what was going on.
And he got up there and started off and he said, I'm only going to tell y'all this one time.
Yeah.
Because this hurts to say.
Yeah.
And then when he said, I'm not supposed to be here tonight, and everybody started chanting, yes, you are.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, man, that pounds in his heart to see the people standing up like that.
I got a video sent to me on my phone last night of Milwaukee, and you can hear the sirens coming. It's the motorcade coming down the street. It's pretty cool to watch motorcade.
Did we ever see that girl on TV anywhere?
No, we looked. I didn't ever see her, but I looked.
No, I don't think she made it to primetime television. She was there amongst all of it, and we'll get a recap if y'all want to know of somebody that was actually there Monday. Hope you'll tune in to find out what all that stuff was.
I wonder if the Democrat nominee's going to bring his family out and let them do speeches.
Well, they're still taking applications to see who it's going to be. Everyone should get a mailer, a couple of questions.
I wouldn't hit the pot before I went out there. That would pick you up. You might want something to kind of help.
A mellowing agent.
Yeah,
when will that
mellow you out before you spoke?
The question is, who will it be? We are, and every analyst out there says there's an 80% chance now.
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama's where
Or
you're
the
going.
guy
Who
from
wants
California.
It? They can't win. Who wants
Newsom.
Wait a minute. Don't say they can't win.
No,
they won 3 years ago.
They can steal it.
Oh, yeah, they
can't win
can.
it.
But I'm going to tell you, look around, talk to people around. You'd be
somebody
surprised
said
how
you
many
for
people's
president.
crazy is out there.
Yeah, somebody over there said you for president. What is it?
So you want to run
Chatham?
on the
Is it Chatham and Chancellor
2020 something? 2024, your Democrat National Convention.
But I mean, there are more crazy people out there than you think. That's like somebody posted the other night, right after the deal. well, if they had better gun control, he wouldn't have got shot. You just want to reach through a screen and slap somebody. I mean, do you really think, you know what I'm saying? They've been killing each other with rocks for thousands of years.
Yeah.
You're going to fuss about a darn gun.
Yeah.
The gun didn't shoot him, stupid.
Yeah, somebody was behind it.
Oh, if we had better gun control, then none of the cops would have had guns. Only the thugs would have.
Look, here's the thing, though. You got to look at the logic, though, Greg. Look,
Where?
Look, the logic.
You get your odiism up and down.
Drugs have been illegal
We
for
need
so
to
long.
outlaw them, don't we?
Drugs have been illegal. I mean, so why? You know, we don't have hardly any of that, do we?
Yeah. We're not killing hundreds of thousands of people a year with this fentanyl because it's not legal.
How many? What is the figure on fentanyl of what they think kills people every year? It's astronomical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody said they'd lay some water in Houston where the linemen were working and had.
I keep hearing stories of that.
Hearing stories of that. I'm sorry if somebody's out there trying to help you, I know enough about it to be dangerous as far as what I'm about to say. But I'm sorry. You need to sit in the hot. You need to come.
Yeah, you don't need that air conditioner back on if you're going to try to hurt those.
If you're going to hurt the people that's out there trying to help you.
But I've heard numerous reports to where our linemen, their lives are in danger. They're getting robbed in the Houston area. And y'all put a prayer in for those boys.
That's right.
They working hard out there to help people.
They complained because they were 2 days without power. 2 days without power after this storm, and we're going to do a big investigation. Y'all should have been over in our neck of the woods when Katrina came.
Yeah,
we 7 to 14 days without power, and we were taking care of our linemen, taking them food, taking them water, and saying thank you because we knew they could not get that done overnight.
That's the difference in the culture.
It's exactly
but
right.
it also,
that's the me stuff we're talking about.
Because basically, you got a great people in the state of Texas.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
But when people run from their states for the political and they move to other, they bring their ideology with them. Well, guess what? The folks that's probably throwing all these rocks and lacing, they ain't from Texas. That ain't die-hard Texas people. Because they ain't like that.
But
and you got these fruit cakes that's all rushing to Texas because they want the land of milk and honey. Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to say that C word, but
that's another country.
Yeah.
But, they're saying that not too awful long from now, you will see Texas no longer be a strong Republican hold because
you look at
everybody's moved there.
You've got those large municipalities that are Democrat run.
Look at California. Overall, the majority of the state land mass is red.
Look at Pennsylvania and New York; they're all the same way.
In these cities there.
And going back to the deal of that attempted assassination, I'm gonna make an assumption. I have a theory. Looking at where they were, which I spoke with you all the other day about. I was wrong about that population up there, but if you look at, is it Bethel Park Township, but it's Butler County, Pennsylvania, rural area.
Farming,
that kind of stuff. I think they got laxed. I think that's the last place that they thought that would take
because
place.
It was such a rural route.
Yeah,
area.
I mean, just looking at it, you would never think
good home folks
that would have happened there. Now I may be wrong. I may be completely off base, but I think they got laxed.
But it don't
which we all can. And I'm not going to Monday morning. I'm not exactly.
Huge thing.
I don't want a Monday morning quarterback, but it's very possible. But I mean, we all get complacent at some point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nothing.
We all do.
All right, Odie, you got birthdays coming in over there?
Birthdays. We got Mark Booger. Everybody knows him just simply as Booger. 56 years old today. Charlie Dennison, 54. Chris Cutway, 40 years young. David Robinson celebrating 66. Lynn Etheridge Garrett, 57 years old today. Chris Crampton's having a birthday. Gage Boyd's having a birthday. Al Waltman's having a birthday. LaWanda Grantham's having a birthday. Tomorrow, Lou Cotton Cobbler celebrating a birthday. Now, Clayton said he wasn't going to say how old she was.
Right.
I know he's not.
Said she did get her Medicare card in. That's all I'm going to say. Regina Clark's got a birthday today. So we're going to put them in our little hat. We're going to hit the go button. We're going to see what number we got come up. LaWanda Grantham. Woo. Happy birthday, winner of the Scotty Ray Report Hyundai of Meridian coffee mug. Go by Hyundai of Meridian, Highway 39 north there, the big gray building. You can't miss it. And get your cup. Test drive something while you're there.
All right, as we look at what's new in Clarke County, anything that we need to be looking for, Anthony, that y'all are working on?
Man, we're just clicking along.
A fine job you've been doing since you took over sheriff.
I heard a rumor.
What kind of rumor did you hear?
Some kind of board, maybe, and a possible appointment, guys, or something.
Yeah.
It's to the BLEOST committee?
Well, it's the Board of Law Enforcement Officer Standard and Training.
And you're going to be appointed to this board, it looks like.
Yeah, according to this new bill that come out this past legislative session, the governor has 2 appointees that are sheriffs. And he already had one, which is in North Mississippi, and they did call me yesterday and ask if I would accept that appointment.
Congratulations.
Which
congratulations.
That is an honor. It is a huge honor that they would.
It ain't like you ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
another meeting.
Yeah, that's right. and it's not gonna. And just so everyone out there listening, it's not gonna steal a lot of time away from my duties as sheriff of the county.
But you help make procedures for statewide. Yes. Is that kind of how that falls into?
With you deal with so far as the curriculum on basic law enforcement officer standards and training. Yeah, exactly. We want to make sure that our guys are getting the training that they need, and also and it's also it has to do with checks and balances, and we want to make sure that officers' integrity stays in check. I mean, just looking at what it is, there are bad apples in every bunch, and ultimately, that board would possibly have the decision to take that individual's certificate
the repercussion
if you need. That's exactly right. I mean, you look at all that stuff.
I've heard this talked about, Anthony. Tell me if this will ever come about to where it's kind of like a profile of an officer that moves from department to department. Will there ever be a system set up to where you can see who, what, and why this officer?
Well, this year, our state's legislature, and the Department of Public Safety, Commissioner Sean Tyndall was very big in behind this as well. They put more teeth in minimum standards and the board to really put a stop to that. I mean, you do have officers that will jump from all over the place, and sometimes they may even get a good reference.
It's just don't get fired. They're allowed to
go
resign.
Exactly.
When they should have been fired.
And you don't need that. All you're doing is pushing the problem somewhere else. When at the end of the day, we're public servants. Our integrity has to remain intact.
It does.
And I say our. That's all of us, when it comes to this profession. Our people deserve the very best that we have to offer, and that's what we need to give them. And sometimes those tough decisions have to be made, but somebody's got to do it, or we'll ultimately end up in a lawless society where you have a growing number of officers that shouldn't be out there working. And that goes along with everything. I mean, every other most all professions are that same way.
It is.
It's checks and balances is all it is.
So we do hope that comes back. But congratulations on this. Yeah. It's an honor to be for the governor to recognize somebody who's doing quite well at what they do, one of the best there. And go, Anthony.
Well, I appreciate it. It is an honor. Governor
I'm just
Reeves,
proud to sit by him.
I can appreciate them, Governor Reeves and his staff and that bunch having the faith in me to be on that board. So
we're tickled over it. Thank you for coming in and being a part of this, Greg. You as well.
Oh yeah, awesome time. Remind everybody, hey, y'all smile at somebody. It don't cost nothing to be nice.
That's right.
It does not. As we switch back to Odie, you got a Bible verse for us?
Yeah, we're going to stick with Psalm 73, verse 23. Nevertheless, I am continually with thee. Thou hast holden me by my right hand. It doesn't matter what we do. The Lord Jesus Christ never leaves our side. If we ask him to come into our life, he sticks with us, he goes by us, he walks by us. And his will is done, and his protection is always there. And all we've got to do is ask him to come into our lives and forgive us of our sins and to continue to walk with us daily. Man, I tell you, it's awesome to see the
Amen.
Lord's name being thrown out at a Republican National Convention.
Amen.
Convention that is national that way. We have gotten away. This is God's country. God has blessed us, and we've gotten rid of God, and you can see where our lives are going right now in our country. Bring him back into your life and in our country's life. We'll be back in 70-something hours. We won't be back till Monday. But until then, remember, we love you. We hope you have a great day. We hope you have a great weekend. Most of all, stay safe and love one another.
You two behave this weekend.
Hey, wait a second before we go.
Yeah.
All right, one more time. The official Scotty Ray Report contributor.
Sheriff Anthony.
Y'all have a blessed weekend.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.